Today is more notes and more kind of off the cuff. But I gave you that DM script for a reason. And hopefully, we'll get to it today. If we don't, we'll get to it next week when I get to it with the morning class. Social media. It can be the bane of our existence, but it is also our lead generation tool. Your main, at this stage of the game, lead generation tool. Okay? So we need to get comfortable with the good side of social media. We all know the bad side of it. We all know, all the garbage we can see and all that energy, but we need to be present so that we can reach the people that need us the most. Okay? And we can put our magnet out there, because if our magnet is not out and ready to draw in, then it's all for nothing, right? There's just no point. So in doing all that I've done thus far and what we're continuing to do, there's a few things I've learned across over time. I am not huge on Facebook, both personally and professionally. That's kind of by design. The way that Facebook has gone over the last 2 to 3 years, it drains me too much to be out there. And I really didn't feel, for me, that I was able to be out there and be my authentic self on a personal level. So I just kind of faded away from it. There's still a lot of people that are building their businesses on Facebook. So it's not like it's gone away. But I find that Instagram, primarily as far as that type of a social media platform, is a much better way, a much easier way, a much more effective way to build a base and build an audience. And you guys know I'm on YouTube. Now, YouTube as a platform it's great in its own way. However, it has its drawbacks. YouTube, I can't DM people. It's much harder to create a relationship with people on YouTube. The algorithm also is much harder to break through. Just honest to goodness, it really is. I don't know that if I wasn't already on there that I would choose that as a primary platform. It is a great platform to put out more long-form video, but now with IG, TV basically not having, you can have an hour or whatever, or however long an IGTV for their videos. I don't know. I do find that Instagram, they both have their pros and cons. Doing a podcast kind of thing is still a big deal. It's still a good way to really get deep into some of the topics that you want to get in deep on. And I'm in the midst of growing the podcast and getting it. It is on a number of streaming platforms, but it's not. But it's growing. I haven't put my total attention to it. But having that podcast broadcast on YouTube allows me to really get into a lot of different subjects, and it gives me a lot of latitude, a lot of flexibility. Instagram, I would say right now for what we're doing, is probably the best vehicle to build an audience in, unless you already have a lot of people or you're very active on Facebook. If you are very active on Facebook, then continue to do so, and I would then create your own Facebook group for the business and begin to bring people in there. But I'm going to primarily today focus in on Instagram. The reason why it's so very important for you to have your offer is, and know what your offer is, and this might sound cold, but it's true. All of your content should in some way, shape, form, or fashion reflect your offer. It's not that I'm doing any of this on Instagram or any other platform for the sole purpose of bringing people into the academy. That's not it at all. I'm fulfilling my purpose. I'm reaching people. I get to teach. I get to pull cards if I want. I get to do the astrology. I get to do a whole number of things, and I get to help people, whether they ever come to the academy or not. Okay? However, everything I do, I am cognizant of, is it reflective of not only my offer but my mission? So my offer is reflective of my mission, and my mission here is to assist light workers and starseeds in getting into their purpose on a full-time basis, or whatever full-time looks like for them, so that you then can reach exponentially more people, and those people reach more people, and those people reach more people, and that's my mission. So everything I do is reflective of my mission, and then by correlation, then it's reflective of my offer. So as you're growing your IG presence, your social media presence, we have to be cognizant of our offer/mission. We have to be cognizant of our brand. Who are you? What is your persona? And is your persona full of integrity? Is it authentic? If you're not authentically you, people aren't going to trust you. They're going to see right through it. And it won't be satisfying for you. So is it authentic? And then you have to do calls to action, what I call blunt posts, or what's called blunt posts. If you follow me on Instagram, you will notice that in the captions, about 2 to 3 times a week, I make a blunt post. Are you walking in your purpose? Do you even know what your purpose is? Are you ready to complete your mission? Something like that. If so, DM purpose, or DM ready, or comment ready, or what have you. Okay? I'm posting twice a day. You don't have to jump out here and do it immediately, but you need to get to that point where you're posting at least twice a day, and try to get one story in a day. That's the next thing I need to be consistent with, are stories. And also going live, but I'm not going to talk about going live right now. It's really the main thing is the posting and the stories. The posting is the main thing. One of your posts needs to be your face. Like I said this morning, all you hands people, that works for tarot readings and astrology readings. But if you want people to come and work with you, you absolutely have to show your face. People want to see your smiling face. People want to see that they want to feel your energy. And you actually want to showcase your energy. You want to. People want to gain trust. They want to know that they can trust you and that there's a real person back there. So at least one of your posts needs to show your face. Now that can be a quick minute video, or that can be a minute of a longer video, or whatever the case, or just a selfie, or just a whatever. But show your face. And the other post I say should be some sort of a quote, a saying, something that maybe you've heard, downloaded, right? You heard Spirit say to you, or your angels, your ancestors, something inspirational. Could be a tarot card, could be whatever, but that does not have to show your face. So one post that shows your face, one post that doesn't. Both of those posts, though, should have a caption. And I used to be super lazy with my captions. It used to be 2-3 sentences. Well, it's not very engaging now, is it? Because if I've stopped you scrolling long enough for you to click read more, I want to give you something that's valuable to read. So don't be afraid to put a few paragraphs in that section, in that caption. That's where you're going to deliver through words your message. Even if you have a minute video clip or something like that, you still write a caption that's rather in-depth. Again, if you go to my Insta page, you'll notice that even in the video clips, I repurpose everything, and let's just put this out here too. If you're going to do YouTube videos or you're going to do other long-form videos, please be sure to repurpose them and put them up on Instagram and vice versa. I'm all about working smart, not hard, as much as possible. Your Instagram feed. Where did I just lose my train of thought? Because I've got kids yelling upstairs. I got 3 people that have got runny noses upstairs, so I'm just like, stay away. Okay, even on the minute clips, I still put more information underneath there. Okay, because in a minute, what are you going to get? You're going to get 60 seconds of a thought, and I want to put a full thought in there. All right? That's where they're going to get their value. Your hashtags in Instagram. Whatever your sector is that you are working in, that you're coaching in or whatnot, research your hashtags. What are the top 5 to 10 hashtags on Instagram? You can literally Google it. Top 5 hashtags on Instagram for empaths. Top 5 hashtags on Instagram for spirituality. Top 5 for whatever the case is, okay? Research that. No more than 10. Hopefully just 5 hashtags. Put them in your first comment, not in the body of your Instagram caption. That's a hack. A lot of people will be like, you could put like 50 million hashtags in there. Lately, Instagram has been viewing that as hashtag spamming, kind of like clickbait on YouTube. So it's much more effective if you put 5 to 10 in the first comment. All right? And then also I want you to follow those hashtags. And I'll tell you why in a minute. So it's important for you to be authentic, for you to show your energy, for you to be trustworthy, for you to be purposeful with every post that you make. Now, you can create these posts graphically through Canva. There's a free version as well, or I think it's like $10 a month. They have all sorts of templates and all sorts of fonts and all sorts of everything. You can even create an animated one and post it directly to Instagram. You could upload photos and all kinds of stuff. Other graphics and all that. I just find for me that's the easiest way to do it. There's plenty of them out there that will do that for you, but Canva is just, to me, the easiest to use. It's important. Oh, I didn't even mention TikTok. I'm just kind of starting on TikTok. It got to be a little bit much. I'm going to go back to it. You can take your TikTok videos and share them to an Instagram post and or story. I think it is a story. So literally, you can reuse and you can upload your TikTok video to Instagram and then from your phone, upload it to YouTube Shorts. Because if you're on YouTube, you've noticed those shorts, the little minute videos. So it can become an Instagram story or reel, and then also can become a YouTube short. So now you've got taken one bit of content and reused it across 3 platforms. Smart, not hard. If you're going to do that to YouTube, be sure. I've heard some people get dinged for using the music, because you can put music behind on TikTok. Some people are getting dinged for it, copyright. Some people aren't. So do that at your own risk. They might just take it down or whatever. They're not really monetized anyway, so I don't know why they care. The only reason I say that I'm talking about all these different platforms is because you're going to quickly find, I'm sure some of you already know, YouTube users tend to not be super like watching a lot of IGTV. IGers tend not to be watching a whole lot of YouTube. Facebookers tend to stay on Facebook. They may go on IG, they may go on YouTube, but when somebody uses a particular social media platform, they're creatures of habit. The only ones that go everywhere are TikTokers. They literally are not. It's like, they'll stay on TikTok for a while, but they'll go back and forth to other ones. But if you're like a hardcore Instagram user, like it's really hard for me to get my Instagram folks over to YouTube. And it's really hard to get my YouTubers over to Instagram or Facebook. I don't know why. But that's the way that is. That's why I'm all about repurposing. That's why I don't feel bad in the least bit about taking content from one and throwing it all across. Don't care. Somebody wants my attention. So just keep that in mind as well. This is a stream of consciousness one, guys. I'm just kind of downloading what I've found with social media, and it's going to be rather fluid, so just bear with me. Let's talk a little bit about growing your Instagram. All right? Growing your Instagram, the reason why I say to follow those hashtags is because what I want you to do as you're knowingly growing your business, you're like, okay, Lisa, I'm starting. This is where we're going, and we're going to start gaining a community, building a community. I want you to follow those hashtags. I want you to start liking and commenting on other Instagrammers' posts. Now, a lot of them will probably be doing some of the similar things that you're doing, coaching and things like that. That's great. What I find, especially with the smaller Instagrammers, is that they will thank you and then tag you. And I want you to do the same thing. As they are following you, you go in your comment and you tag them. You thank them and tag them. Or great post when you're commenting on theirs, great post, whatever. Most of the time, they will comment and tag you. Why is this important? Because as I'm scrolling through and I look and see, oh, I like this post. Oh, and once I click the read more, then I start seeing comments. Well, then I'm potentially going to see Tracy's handle. And I'm going to click on Tracy's handle to see what's going on with her. It actually does work. Okay? It works. So I want you to do that. That starts getting you more followers. That starts getting you more engagement. That then starts getting you further into the, higher up in the algorithm on those hashtags. I would try some of the hashtags and see if you're getting good engagement from them. If those hashtags aren't working, switch a couple of them out. Leave them up there for about a week or so. Don't just week to 2 weeks as you're trying it out. But the quickest way to gain and to really gain traction on your Instagram is to start following other people. Even if they're individuals, that's fine, whatever. Like and follow. Like and follow. Okay? Like and follow. And then as people like yours, thank them and tag them. Again, then it starts getting your stuff shared more by them. All this, it's a great community builder. Now, if you're posting 14 times a week, twice a day, every day, including Sunday, you're going to do 2 to 3 blunt posts where it's a real serious call to action. DM me if you want to be free from, narcissistic personality abuse. Right? DM me if you're ready to transform or transmute or overcome the emotional trauma that you've suffered in your life. And you'll get some people that will DM you. You will get more people that will comment. And if you're spending about an hour a day or so on Instagram, you can start to DM people that like or comment. Also, one thing I have to say, I believe you could do up to 10 new follows an hour. So try not to do more than 10. And if you jump back on there later on, don't do any more than 10 then. Okay? Give it a rest. Come back. Otherwise, you'll get put in Instagram timeout. Right? So they have similar rules to Facebook. But you want to get some engagement. You want calls to action. You want, are you ready? If this is you, right? Call to action. People are not necessarily going to do anything, and it might take them once, twice, 3 times, 23 times of call to action, call to action, call to action, call to action, call to action before they finally do the call to action. All right? Don't feel weird about having those 2 to 3 blunt posts a week, because you're giving value and you're helping and not asking for anything 90% of the time. Well, maybe 75 at that rate. Okay, so sometimes it just takes that. Look yourself in the mirror. Do you want to continue to live like this? All right? I'm going to change the subject a little bit because I do want to cover a little bit of what we covered earlier today. So I don't know how we got on this subject earlier today, but we got on the subject of what is tax deductible, what is not, as you are now a business person and entrepreneur. I want to remind all of us that even as a sole proprietor without an LLC, if you're using my phone's over there. If you're using your phone for Instagram, Facebook, whatever it is, and you're conducting business on your phone, you can deduct part of your phone bill. You can deduct part of your internet. Or actually, I could deduct all of mine at this point. You can deduct your internet. If you have a home office, you can deduct that portion, the square footage portion of your home office space or your studio space. If you do any improvements to that area, It's for business. You can deduct that. You can deduct every ring light. If you're showing your face and you wear makeup, you can deduct your makeup. You can deduct your eyelashes. You can deduct your braids. You can deduct your hair weave, your hair color. If you're showing, if you know, because I'm showing my hands, right? So every nail manicure is deductible. Every time I purchase a new top or dress, anything that is showing up, that's deductible. My watch is deductible. My rings are deductible. My renovations down here, deductible. I have my office, I have my studio, built that bathroom out, and the other room that's not my bedroom was my studio. So that got deducted in 2019, and the rest of this is getting deducted here in 2020. Deductible. So I have zero issues going to Ulta and spending my money. None. Because I got to keep my face made up. Okay? Every tarot deck, every crystal, every subscription of anything that you use for your business. So remember I said Canva is $9.99 a month. Deductible. My editing software, deductible. My cameras, my microphones, my computer, my monitors, deductible. The ink from my printer that I use to print stuff out, deductible. Everything. Everything. My Adobe subscription, all of these. So as you're building your business, the only reason I'm telling you this now is because I want you to realize that as you have a video presence, a business presence, you don't, while I'm not saying jump out here and do crazy Lisa stuff like buying 4K cameras, but I didn't start out with 4K cameras. I don't even know if any of y'all here on here are any of the day ones 4 years ago on YouTube when I was sitting in front of an old laptop. I had a webcam and I was sitting at my dining room table and I only had 3 decks of cards. Were you there then, Tracy?
Yep, I even got a reading from you then.
Oh my God, today. It,
Yeah.
a long way from then, isn't it?
Yes, and I met you on YouTube. That's crazy.
Hey, so I want you to keep that in mind as you're growing your business and growing the video aspect of your business and your online presence. Don't forget that all of these things by owning a business, and some of you are already business owners, so you know that there's good deductions in it, but don't feel bad about that. I'm not saying go out here, get out here and get in debt, but that's also why, right, a lot of us are working as we're building so that we can afford to do some of these things. Even this class that you're taking with me is deductible because it is to better you, right? It is an investment in yourself. So I might not be an accredited, Big Ten university, but it's still you are getting you're investing in yourself, education wise. So anything you're doing, don't forget that's deductible. All right. Let's get back to Instagram. I needed to take that break for a second. Let me stop for a second. Does anybody have questions about how to find the hashtags you should use? Any questions about posting twice a day, what to post, how to post, all that kind of stuff? Do you guys have any questions about that? I want to kind of sit there for a second. No? Is this helpful? Do you want me to talk about something else? I just want to be sure I'm meeting your needs.
No, it's very helpful. I've posted some things on Instagram. I just have to consistently stick with it. Like I have some videos I never uploaded, but what I learned today is the face and show your your presence. I do have a few videos that I did like before I go to bed, like Spirit will talk to me, I'll sit in front of my ancestors table and then I'll record the video, but they're not, you can't vividly see me. And I notice I get less clicks and views on those videos, but the message is so like powerful. So I'm going to have to start, because I use my phone. So I'm going to have to like either get a better light or use my other camera or something. But no, I think it's helpful.
Good. You can the ring lights. I have a little ring light here, and I'm using a ginormous one now. But the ring lights on Amazon are so inexpensive, and most of them you can get them where it comes with the phone mount, so you can put your phone right in. You don't need to spend over $100 on a ring light, and it'll give you some good lighting. Okay. It doesn't need to be the frickin' studio that I have. Not yet. Okay. It is very important that face makes a big difference on Instagram, because you got to remember what the platform was, right? It was a way to share photos. That was the whole reason why Instagram was created. So because of that, it's still that very visual type of platform. Okay. So we're growing and growing our Instagram, and you're noticing people are interacting with you. I want you to remember the reason why I'm going through this process in this way. The Instagram posts are to get people to have a DM conversation with you. And I'm not going to go into, I didn't go into the DMs earlier today, so I don't want to do that right now. I want to keep everybody on the same plane. And we'll talk about YouTube then next. The Instagram posts are to sell, if you will, people on being willing to have a DM, a direct message conversation with you. The DM conversation is really just to get them to get to the clarity call. The clarity call is just to get them to the consultation, and then the consultation is to get them to enrollment. Don't jump ahead, and I mean, unless they're just really ready and raring to go, but you're going to want to jump ahead. You need to allow the process to happen. Because at each touch point, they're building trust in you. At each touch point, you're finding out more about them. At each touch point, you are making sure that this is someone you want to work with. At each touch point. And you don't, most of our offerings are not going to be $5, okay? Or $50. Most of us are developing programs here that are $1,500, $2,000, $3,000. This is an investment in themselves. We need to make sure they're going to be committed to the process, because we're going to be putting a lot of energy into them. And because we're doing that, we need to make sure that they're going to be committed. And I will tell you, people will still come through the process and they still won't be committed. But at least you've done your best to vet them through that process. All right? So, and then if you start to get ahead of yourself during that process, if that's how they come to you, then it can be rushed. It can be then both parties aren't quite ready. You know, you're doing the dance, but you're not quite ready to go in for the kiss. And then sometimes you get people like Mr. Anthony who wants to go in for the kiss but wants to reel back and not do the dance. But anyway, that's a whole nother thing. I'm not bitter. Let me just. So we got to get them. We got to take it's a slow play, right? It's not a quick thing. And if you can keep yourself focused on each step, rather than going to the very end, you're going to find that the process goes a lot smoother. I want you to also remember that we're doing this so that we can be doing this on a more full-time, whatever that looks like, basis. And then by that and answering our call, we're then able to do all of the other things that don't cost any money better, be more effective, and on a more regular basis. I feel like lately, especially now that the rest of my personal life has calmed down, I am honestly so. It was great to be able to make all of that YouTube content and be free to do it. It's fabulous to know that if I want to jump on tonight on YouTube and do a meditation tonight yet, I have plenty of time. Or I can develop series, and I can develop, different segments, and I can explore different aspects of spirituality and produce quality content. Whereas before I would have been on my 9 to 5 grind, fighting sleep, or not wanting, right? I get done at 7, try to say hello to my family for a hot second, get right back at it, be up till 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. I don't know how I did it, but I feel so much freer now that I can do it more effectually, okay? So that's the purpose of why we're doing this. You got to keep that goal in mind. And I say that now because when you're on social media and as you're going through this, and a lot of you guys already know it, that you're already entrepreneurs, you already know that you hear, I can't believe you charging that much for what you're doing. Whatever it is, I don't care what it is. You could be, I don't know, clipping toenails, and they could tell you charging too much money for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just, so you got to prepare yourself for that. And not let it bother you. Know that you are offering a proper energy exchange. That's all you're doing. And the right people that are meant to work with you will be attracted. You will attract them in as long as you're authentically shining your light and sending out your good energy. You'll attract them in. Okay? So that's a higher level overview of that process. It sounds, I know probably some of you are thinking, well, God dang it, I've heard some of that before. It honestly is just that simple, though. I will say the trick for me in growing it, now granted, I do have a VA that's helping me with that, but I didn't always. The trick for me in growing it was growing my Instagram, was being sure that I was getting good content out there, first of all. There's a program called Later. I know there's a few other programs out here that will schedule I think Canva even might do it too, I'm not sure. But that will schedule your Instagram posts so you can take a Saturday morning or Sunday morning and create your content for the week. And Later will literally post it at the times you want to post, one in the morning and one in the afternoon. It'll literally post them all for you. And you can schedule it out. You don't have to worry about it. So dedicate some time. Good time management, especially right now, but that's a skill you're going to need no matter what. I'm finding that out. I knew that, but schedule them out. Use the technology you have available to you in order to make your life easier. Now, in the time remaining here, I want to focus in a little bit more on YouTube. I didn't do it too much earlier today, but I'm going to focus on that right now. Growing your YouTube channel is similar yet dissimilar to growing your Instagram. By that, I mean this. When you get ready to grow your YouTube channel, I want you to think about and decide how often you can accurately commit to uploading content. Is it once a week? Is it twice a week? 3 times? Is it once every 2 weeks? Whatever it is, but commit to it. Consistency is infinitely more important on YouTube than it is on Instagram. Consistency is important on both, but honest to God, it's so much more important on YouTube. Whatever you decide to do, it's kind of like what my grandma told me about don't start doing anything for anyone. She was really specifically talking about a man, but don't start doing anything for anyone that you don't intend to do for the rest of your life. So this is not necessarily, the rest of your life on YouTube, but listen, I have gone out here and been like, I'm going to do a video every day. I did it until I got tired and burnt out. I couldn't commit to that. Not have a full-time job, I just couldn't do it. You might be able to, but and God bless you, there's a lot of people that do. I just couldn't do it. And not have all the other things going that I have going. I can't commit to that today. Ain't no way on God's green earth I could tell you I'm going to be up on YouTube every day. That ain't happening. I am not fixing a lie to myself. So decide how many times per week or per month you can upload videos. If I were to do it all over again, I would develop themes. I would think about what I'm going to post. I would script some things out, even if it's loosely scripted. I would script some things out. I would make sure that my videos were between 10 and 15 minutes long. And actually, the shorter, the better. Because the consumer on YouTube, I know so many channels that started out doing 3 to 5 minute videos and blew up. Blew up. Because it's 3 to 5 minutes. I can commit to 3 to 5 minutes. Especially if I'm looking at a new channel. If it's a new channel that's popped up in my feed, oh, that's only a 3-minute video. That's only a 5-minute video. Click. I'll watch that joker, and I'll watch it all the way through to the bitter end. The metrics that YouTube likes to see, it likes to see watch, not just watch time, but watch duration of each video. So I can have a 20-minute Aries video for the month, and if I've only got a 3-minute average watch time duration there, that video is not doing very well. When I can get to 5 to 6 minutes, which is about average. Right now, my videos, the tarot videos, are like 6 minutes, 41 seconds roughly. Somewhere in there. So, which is pretty good. But that's why I like to try to keep my readings down to no more than 15 minutes. So if you're going to be out here doing readings, no more than 15 minutes. If you're going to be out here doing readings, do not start with doing love readings unless you intend to do them for the rest of your natural born life. Don't get in that trap. You will never get out. Okay? Or when you do get out, it's going to hurt the channel. So if you want to do readings about various other things, totally cool. I'm just warning you and giving you the warnings. Okay? When you get ready to do your YouTube videos and you're coming up with your concepts and if they're more along the lines of teaching something, a subject, then I want you to think about that subject. I want you to kind of come up with the title and script it out. And then I want you to go to YouTube. And I think it's in the upper, oh God, where is it? Upper right-hand corner where you can go incognito. You can search YouTube incognito. I'll have to go back through and see if I can find it and then tell y'all. Or or open up a completely different YouTube channel or just a blank browser. And I want you to start typing your title into YouTube so you can start to get keywords. Let me see if I can show you what I'm talking about. Google Chrome. Great. All right. I'm gonna go here. Can you guys see my my YouTube, my Chrome? Is that what you guys are seeing? Somebody?
Yes, we can see it.
Thanks. All right. So let's say, and I'm on my back channel. Let's say I want to do a video on Aries spiritual. Now you see I typed in Aries and spiritual, right? We see these are the top searches across YouTube. Don't forget, YouTube's a search engine. Aries Spiritual Tarot Reading, Aries Spiritual Tarot Reading 2021, Aries Spiritual OG, Aries Spiritual Awakening, Aries Spiritual Gifts, Aries Spiritual Healer. All these things, when I type in Aries and Spiritual, it will finish typing out all these different title ideas. So I've been thinking about doing an Aries Spiritual Gifts video. What you see over here in this corner, I also subscribe to vidIQ. You can get this through TubeBuddy as well, where it will give you a score based on your channel, how well this title could potentially do. The higher the number, the better the option it is to title it this. So this is a 43 out of 100. Search volume, there's hardly any search volume on it. So that's not good in that area. However, there's not that much competition. So I could potentially rank super high in the search because there's not a lot of competition. So anybody that's searching for this type of thing, I could rank high, even if I have 10 people subscribed to my channel. The top video for Aries Spiritual Gifts has 3,000 views, done 9 months ago by Angelic Ascensions Tarot. The next one only has 220 views, and this is Charm the Mystic, Aries, what is your superpower, spiritual gift, timeless. We'll see all these different, here's Consciousness Evolution Journey. Excuse me. She got 27,000 views on this particular reading, done a year ago. So you start to look at other people's titles to figure out what your title could be for this title. Also vidIQ, and I think TubeBuddy does it. TubeBuddy's cheaper. vidIQ is like $50 a month. So the top channels for this search item are this Nikki Virgo 111 Tarot, Truth Tarot, Consciousness, and Hidden Truth. Decent size. I mean, these are huge channels, and then she's got a decent size. What you can also do if you subscribe to one of these, like TubeBuddy or something like that, You can find keywords and things like that. This will help you, though, figure out what your title should be. So if you've got an idea for something and you want to know, are people even looking for that, start typing it in your search bar. I would get either a completely blank slate, like not logged into YouTube at all, or I would start searching, going on, oh my God, incognito. I gotta find that because it's bothering me now. Anyway, you could search for that. I want to show you in mine, YouTube Studio. Oh, good Lord. All right. Your descriptions, your keywords, your descriptions, and your tags are very important in YouTube as well. They are equally as important as your content and your thumbnail. So when I went to do the sex magic readings, I kind of typed in sex magic and da-da-da-da, and there wasn't a lot out there, so I wasn't really competing with a lot of people. I did some hashtags at the top of my description. For me, it was tarot, and then the signs. My new moon ones, I'll hashtag new moon. I'll hashtag new moon in Virgo, whatever I need to do. Your description, the first paragraph, hopefully even the first line of the description, should contain as many of these words in the title as possible. Try to make it sound like a normal discussion, a normal sentence, but I get as many as I can up in here. Then I put everything else in here, what I want. If I'm having a cord cutting ceremony, if I'm having a this, if I'm having a that. And you could go back, like right now, I probably need to take this out because the cord cutting ceremony is done. So I can literally change my description and get rid of that. And I'll save this and then we'll repost it. And I would put your disclaimer in here. You have 5,000 characters. Some people literally will start typing what they've said in the video in the description word for word. I've seen that happen. It's totally fine. Whatever you'd like to do with it. Do create thumbnails. It's been so long now. I think you have to have 100 subscribers to do thumbnails. I'll have to look again. But you can create thumbnails on Canva and upload them to your thumbnail here. You can even create a thumbnail from your video. So let's say I wanted to take this. Hello? Let's say I wanted to take this still shot right here. I can create it from the still shot right here in YouTube. Do create a thumbnail. Playlists, as you start getting more videos and you want them to go in specific playlists, you can create playlists. On YouTube, you will have to tell them whether it's made for kids or not. Please make sure that it's not made for kids because that's a whole different algorithm and the monetization is weird. It gets crazy. The next important thing I want you to notice is your tags. Again, I have vidIQ so I can get some recommendations. You want to be sure that your tags are on point, that they are somehow related to either your channel or definitely related to the video. And a hack here, guys, tag other larger channels in your video tags. When you tag other larger channels in your video tags, your videos start showing up in their recommended videos section so people can click on yours after they watch theirs. If somebody's hot right now, tag them. I have some specific ones I'm always tagging. I do tag Consciousness. I do tag the Leo King. I do tag Secret Tarot. I will tag Minnow Pond. I will tag Eat, Read, Love. I will, I'll tag them because I want my videos to show up underneath theirs. Okay? So there's no shame in doing it. You're not doing anything bad. They'll never know the difference, and it's just getting you seen. But just kind of start coming up with these tags. If you do go on and get, I think TubeBuddy is like $4.99 or something a month. If you're going to work YouTube, I would get TubeBuddy because TubeBuddy will show you, it'll give you these tag ranks too. So like tarot, that's a high-ranking search tag. Secret Tarot is a high-ranking search tag. Akashic Records is a high-ranking search tag. So you can get to see 36.1 is for inspiration. It's a fairly good, it's a good competitive score of 93. The keyword volume, it's tagged, their scoring is 69. This is out of 100. So TubeBuddy has the same thing. It'll show you high-ranking tags for your channel so that you can compete against the big boys and the big girls and get seen. And TubeBuddy will also have the recommended tags as well. Also on YouTube, I want to tell you, leave your license at the standard YouTube license unless you want other people willy-nilly to just be able to take your content and just use it on their channel. I had mine set to Creative Commons for a long time. I might go on and put it back there again. But right now, I've got its standard YouTube license. This way somebody has to ask me permission before they can use my stuff. More than like a minute or something of it. But I can allow some embedding here as well. I did give shorts permission, so if somebody for some reason should ever want to snag a little bit of it, they can do that. And then this is allowing live chat replay because I did this live. This is what's critically important: your tags, your description, your title, your thumbnail is very important as well. It's got to grasp their attention. Think of it like an Instagram post. They're scrolly. It's got to grab their attention. This was a super long video because it's 3 different signs. These still do okay as long as they're stamped, they're time stamped. If you have a longer video, and then time stamp it so people can jump through your intro, your this, your that. In screens are important too. So as you get ready to upload like this, you can add an in screen no matter how few or how many subscribers you have. A subscribe button is nice to have here, although not a lot of people interact with the subscribe buttons. And then you get to choose a video or 2 videos, 1 video, add a playlist, a video you want to highlight for them to go to. But this is an opportunity, if they get to the end of your video, for them to be able to click on the next one or for it to autoplay one of your videos there on your end screen. That's another thing that YouTube looks at as far as analytics is, are they watching multiple videos of yours? Oh, wait, cancel. I forgot I changed it. I'm just going to show you the analytics a little bit. So this is like my overview. So on this video, I've earned 49 cents, right? Not a lot. This shows me on my live how many viewers were there concurrently. This shows me key moments for audience retention. So at 2 minutes and 40 seconds, I got 33%. It spiked, I can guarantee you, 41% of people were still watching at 16:29 or continued to watch, and that was when I probably switched signs. Went down a little bit, and I got another spike at Sagittarius. Not as many Sagittarians, a lot of Leos watched it, a nice amount of Aries folks watched it. And then by the end of the video, I only had 10% of my viewers that actually made it to the bitter end. This was pretty good. My average duration for this one was 8 minutes and 31 seconds. Not bad. Not bad for a 44-minute video. What this also tells me, each sign was about 15 minutes, so everybody watched pretty much almost half of their sign. A little bit more than half. Not bad. What else? So that's my overview. Your reach will show you how many impressions how many people saw your thumbnail. How many people clicked through? 1.5% click-through rate. That means my thumbnail's not as sexy. It's not good. You want that over 2%. You really want it about 3 to 4%. So that tells me the next time I do these, I have to change my thumbnail. This particular video only got 191 views. That's about normal these days for me. However, I had 163 unique viewers. So 163 separate viewers out of the 191 views. So some people came back and watched it again that watched my video. That's not bad. There's a lot here, and I know I'm going super fast to this, but I want you to let you kind of know. So YouTube would be looking at this here. 80. Now these are different because it's just different measurements, but 8.5 thousand impressions. So 8.5 thousand times, 8,500 times, somebody had the opportunity to click on my video. Okay, 3% of them came from YouTube. Only 3% of this came from YouTube recommending my content. So they're not recommending me that much. 1.3% click-through rate, 112 views from the impressions, and then the watch time impression hours, so 9.31. So of these 112 people, these people actually watched it longer that clicked on it. That's interesting. There's a whole bunch of other stuff about bell notifications and all this. This will also tell me whether or not my search tags are good. So on each video, if you're playing with your tags, you can see which ones performed the best. And you can alter that accordingly. Engagement tells me my audio retention. This literally shows me at what I was doing at whatever point in the video, whatever it was that caused people to spike or dislike or do whatever they were doing. As you create more videos, where is it? Oh, it's on my channel. There's a channel analytic that's going to be critical for you, and that's going to be in the audience tab. This little thing is going to show you how many of your viewers, as you're creating content, as you're getting viewership. This tab, this chart here is really invaluable. It's going to give you your best times to upload or to be live. So tomorrow, if I were able to be on at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, my time, very many of my viewers are going to be on YouTube. They'll also be back on YouTube at 9 o'clock tomorrow night, my time. So this is something I must get better with. More of my people are starting to be on in the afternoons and in the late mornings. However, I'm competing at that time with a lot of very big channels. Mondays are not good uploading days overall, period. Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, any other day of the week except for Monday, it seems like it's a good day for me to upload. Not Saturdays either. I have a very narrow window. So this is just all information we can get. This also tells me what other channels my audience is viewing the most. Wow, Tyler still? That's crazy.
That's because he has that country voice, though. He's funny. He be cussing and stuff, though. He's
I
very
know.
automated. Yeah.
I know. I love Tyler. Tyler got me
Me
into
too.
this. I started watching Tyler. That was one of the first channels I started watching, and he was like one of the first channels to ever shout me out.
Yeah, he's cool though. Yeah, he
I
would seem
love
like a
Tyler.
fun person to be around too, though, because his like personality, like
Yeah, yeah. So now I'm actually going to go check out this Secret Shaman Oracles. I've never seen this before, so I'm going to check her out. I've heard about Baba Jolie. Rosology, I'm surprised. I don't know her either. I feel like I know who Soulful Revolution is, but I don't know. So this will give you an idea whoever else is watching your stuff. Who is this?
I
Huh.
watch Rosology and Secret Shaman sometimes. They're pretty good. Rosology goes into a lot of Egyptian history and like the goddesses and stuff.
Really?
Hmm.
Okay.
and I
Well,
like Baba Jolie too.
I'm gonna check those channels out. Let's see if we can get them on the podcast. Anyway, so you find out something new. Um, there's a lot as I'm showing you all of this, and I'm kind of overwhelming you on purpose. There's a lot that goes into the YouTube thing. There's a lot of moving parts, and I'm not trying to tell you not to do it because it has its place. I'm just letting you know this is going to be a slower build than Instagram. So if you're going into it eyes wide open, then my job is done. How do I stop this sharing? I can't see it. There we go. If you, as long as you're going into it eyes wide open, then that's just I want you to know what you're getting into when you get into that. Okay. I just want you to know. But the most important thing with YouTube is consistency and don't jump out here doing hour-long videos right away. Do them 10 to 15 minutes max. Put them in a series, in a playlist, whatever you got to do. And I know a lot of people now that are building their entire channel on YouTube Shorts. Folks that had like 20 people, they're building their entire channel on their YouTube Shorts. I don't know that I'd recommend it, but it's working for them. And then they were starting to do some longer content too. But with the YouTube Shorts, it's the same thing. You got to do a good title. You got to do a good description. That doesn't stop, especially if you're a new channel. And YouTube right now is putting a lot of attention into the shorts, so it might not be a bad play to kind of get people to get to know your channel. They're minute-long videos. Whoo, child. Okay. I've talked enough. What questions do you all have?
I don't have any questions, but it was a lot of information. That's good to know. I didn't know all that about YouTube. I'm a YouTube junkie, so I love YouTube. I don't even watch TV. So that
And
was
we
good
can,
information to know.
yeah, and I can go further into that, like especially you and I on in our one-to-one counsel stuff. But I can put some more stuff up here on YouTube too as soon as I get this done, and then I can kind of backfill some of that information. There's a lot to it. It's a lot of moving parts in there. And the analytics, if you're a numbers nerd, it just, you can get down that rabbit hole so fast, it's not even funny.
Not my forte, but it sounds awesome.
You're like,
Num
nah, I'm good. I'm Gucci on
yeah,
that one.
yeah. I didn't really get into numbers too. I probably hit my spiritual journey, like, the numerology, adding numbers up. And that's when my mom's like, oh, okay. Oh, add it that way, and all that stuff. But before that, I was like, I'd rather read a book, a paragraph, thinking like that instantly. I'm good. Yeah. So,
I can be a numbers junkie, so it's kind of interesting to me. But then I get obsessed with it, and I don't like that either. So it is what it is.
it's probably that Aries because my son loves, he's good with numbers, like memorizing
Mm-hmm.
numbers and yeah. I don't know. Class was good
I
though.